is awesome. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about TV and surround sound, because you gotta have surround sound. That's my number one rule. Like, literally the first thing I do when I buy a motorhome is like put a good sound system in it, and then the TV usually comes second, and you can't have one without the other. I cannot watch movies and good TV shows without good sound. That's like a huge thing for me. I've got to have the sound. So I have my HD TV here piped through the van sound system. Now, in the past, what I've done is, with my previous vans and motorhomes, I have done it the old-fashioned way. I had like in-dash DVD players, and then I had actual audio cables connected from the head unit in the dashboard all the way through the cabinets to wherever the TV was in the back, and had it all hardwired in. But the days of DVD players in the dashboard are pretty much history. I mean, you can still get them, of course, but this TV has a built-in DVD player. Plus, I don't really watch many DVDs. I use the TV to stream off the internet, off my phone, or just by watching TV broadcasts, for the most part. And to get the good sound without having to run wires everywhere, like I have enough wires running through this thing for all my lights, but those are all very small LED wires that I have hidden away under trim and things like that. But I didn't want to screw around with this one and do all the wires up to the front dashboard for the sound. So I get perfect sound. Like, all I got to do is use the remote control for the head unit, and now I don't know if you guys are watching this with your headphones on so you can actually hear the sound, but the TV sound is coming through 6 speakers and 2 subwoofers. So when I'm watching a movie, the whole block can hear me if I have it up loud enough. But it is phenomenal, especially for watching movies. Like, explosions on the screen, the windows vibrate and rattle. It's just fantastic. So you can lie back in bed. You can use the remote for that. You can also completely off.
Buy your ticket online at playnow.com or at your local lotto retailer.
So, how did I do it? Well, there's a couple of ways to do it, but I went the easy route. I'll show you. I just went for the iTrip. It is the FM transmitter. Sorry, my hands are a little bit dirty. I just finished painting. Sorry about that. Gotta wash my hands off. So the FM transmitter simply plugs into the headphone jack on the TV and then broadcasts to whatever I set it on. So I have it set to 89.9. And then the stereo up front is set to 89.9. I have it as one of the presets, so I can turn it on to the TV setting from the remote control anytime I like, and that just sits behind the TV. It's plugged in. And I get pretty much crystal clear sound. I have been in a couple places where you get a little bit of interference. Of course, that, you know, that happens with FM transmitters, especially if you move around all the time like I do. So you just change the station and reprogram it. But for the most part, that I've only had to change the station maybe 3-4 times in a year of using this, so not a big deal. Now the other option is you can get Bluetooth transmitters that plug into the headphone jack, and then you get Bluetooth sound, which some people say is a little bit better maybe than FM. I mean, I can't tell. It sounds like being in a movie theater in here. It's crystal clear, so it's really good. I did try one of the Bluetooth transmitters. Some of them have a problem where you cannot leave them plugged in to charge into the USB port while you're transmitting. You have to charge it up, then unplug it, and then you can use it on your headphone jack, and it will only go as long as the battery permits. So you could be in the middle of a movie and your sound cuts off. Really annoying. Now, I'm sure they do make some that you can leave plugged in and powered on all the time, like my FM transmitter is always on. So when I turn on the TV, boom, it's transmitting. But another problem quite often you'll find with the Bluetooth is, you know, people are always going to say, oh, well, Bluetooth is better than transmitting over FM, you know, because a lot of people think that newer is better, right? Newer technology or something like that. Well, another problem with the Bluetooth is I have now tried the one I bought, plus I tried a friend's, which was a totally different brand. They both have the same problem. The sound on the screen is slightly delayed, just a fraction of a second from transmitting off the stereo. So when you see somebody's lip moving on TV and they're talking, it doesn't quite match up with the sound, and it does get really annoying. You can kind of get used to it, but sometimes it's annoying. Like when you see someone say, knocking on a door or something on a TV show, it's like halfway through their knocks when you hear it, and it bothers me. The FM transmitter is instant. There's no delay whatsoever. So I prefer the FM transmitter over the Bluetooth by far. Even if once in a while you might have to change the station because you get a little interference. You know, you go to a different city, for example. Maybe there's a radio station near 89.9 FM, so it's going to have a little interference. You just change the station. Go up to the next one. You just set on the actual transmitter, you just push a button, it scans for the next available station, and then you tune your stereo to match. Simple as that. And then you got surround sound for your TV, or pretty much anything else you want to plug it into. It's just a headphone jack. So it doesn't require any house outlet or anything. Of course, it's 12 volt. So it came with a cigarette lighter plug. I simply just cut off the cord where my TV is plugged into the wall because it's 12 volt. And I spliced into the wire and connected the transmitter to that, so it's permanently wired in. It's always on, always plugged in. It's been sitting there for a year, constantly on, and it works perfect. Every time I turn on the TV, I then just turn on the stereo, and now I have surround sound movies and TV. Simple as that, guys. So, I mean, something like that's only going to cost you 20 bucks or less, and you've got awesome sound for your TV and movie viewing pleasures. All right, keep on rocking the free world, everyone. Cheers.
Keep on rocking the free world.
Freedom is sexy. JustIncredible.tv.
Stick up for freedom. Get your Keep on Rockin' in the Free World sticker now at JustIncredible.net.